Hello. How are we doing today? Let's see. Let's click this away. Audio seems good. Very well. Awesome. Hey, I'm going to, try something again. Maybe someone wants to join, of course, if someone has a question or anything. Let's see if we already have some people in here. Let's go. We already have some people in here. Let's see who we have today. Who are you? What are you doing here? What is your business here? Oh my lord. So I'm not entirely sure how much energy I'm going to have today, because I've just, I didn't have a very long night of sleep, and I just did an interview with Lucas Murphy. Actually, I'll check out his channel for you guys for a second, because I'm going to talk a little bit about that. What's up, Lucas? How are you doing? Lucas Poet? Is that actually your surname, by the way? That's a pretty epic surname for sure. I just did an interview with of like 1.5 hours. I just stopped like 15 minutes ago with this guy over here. He is the drone king, if you will. He does a lot of videos about the drone market. So if you if you are interested in the drone market, definitely check out his channel. I'm probably going to upload this video or this interview not tomorrow, not next Monday, like tomorrow, but in a week from now. So on Monday, the 3rd of May, I suppose that is. Very well. And if you want to join the Discord, and if you want to ask me any question in real time or anything like that, you can join the Discord by first of all going to nesami.com/discord. And then you can put your name and email address over here. You click submit. And then you're going to be able to join this Discord channel. We've got all kinds of stuff. We talk about SPACs, about penny stocks, about gold, silver, crypto, anything you want to talk about, we talk about it. I also have a premium section, by the way, for where I share my research about all these stocks that I own. So if you want to become a premium member, you can do so by going to nesami.com/member. But if you want to just join the stage for free, right here, I am live on this stage. And if you want to be on the stage with me, who doesn't want to be on the stage with me? Okay, never mind. If you wanna ask me any question or whatsoever, then you can hop in over here. I'm actually going to unmute myself so everyone can listen to that over there as well. And again, if you want to chat, if you have any requests, you probably need to, I don't know exactly how it works because I haven't really used it before. But if you do want to use it, then you can go ahead and request to speak, I suppose. And then I probably need to give you permission to do so, and then we can have a chat. So if you're interested, go to nesami.com/discord, and then you can join the Discord and join the stage. All right, okay, so what do we have going on today? Where is my comment section? Let's see. I need my comments. How's everyone doing today? What's up, Eric? What is up? This is annoying because I'm trying to have my channel, my chats a little bit. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'll just need to move things around a little bit so that I can see everything in one. What do you call it? One screen. Let's see. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller, if that actually lets me do so. That's very good. Now we're going to make it a little bit bigger again. All right, cool. Let's see. I'm doing great. No, it's a shorter version of my surname. Really, a typical Austrian names are quite difficult in English. Yeah, I feel you. My surname is not the easiest one either. Might even be harder than your name, but Poet. So what is it actually? I'm kind of interested. Austrian. It's funny because I've lived in Spain for a few years, and I was doing tours over there. I drove people around. We all went on our little bicycles, and sometimes I had Austrian people too. And I was trying to speak a little bit of German with them, but it was very, very difficult to speak with them because they were using some very different words than I was used to. So I kind of failed at that, but it's a pretty cool language to listen to for sure. What's up, Ken? How are you doing? All right, so my voice is a little bit cracked already. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to go like 2 hours. Usually I say that, and I do actually go 2 hours, but I want to try to keep this a little bit on the shorter end, probably less than 1 hour, because I've already talked for 1.5 hours with the drone king, as he calls himself, Lucas Murphy. Pöttler, is that the Potler or Pöttler? I suppose it's like Pöttler. That's awesome, man. Okay, so we already had a question from a very interesting, it's just a Felix, I suppose. Felix 1990. Your thoughts about the THCB extension situation. So I actually don't know anything about that. I haven't really been following THCB, which is going to merge with Microvast, of course. I did do a valuation video for this company. I believe I even did this on a live streams at some weeks ago, I think. But so far, I haven't really kept up with Microvast or with THCB, so I'm not entirely sure what the THCB extension situation is. It could be the case that they were going to vote and the merger vote got extended, or maybe like the what do you call it? They didn't have a vote just yet, but they just extended the period to get the merger done. That could definitely be the case. If that's actually the case, I don't mind it. I don't think that's a problem at all. We had multiple SPACs actually doing that, and I don't think that's an issue. So yeah. So let me know if you have any questions in the chat right now. The people who are in here, wow, I really can't speak today. The people who are in here, let me know if you have any questions, and we can talk about them. I was just looking a little bit at the crypto market, and it's pretty insane actually, because Bitcoin is actually getting destroyed compared to altcoins in the last couple of months. Since January, actually just like the 1st of January pretty much, then it reached an all-time high on the Bitcoin dominance chart. And right now we have just been crushed, absolutely crushed. We just went down like 30% on the Bitcoin dominance chart. So that basically means that Bitcoin is becoming less dominant over time, and that the altcoins are becoming more powerful over time. And that is exactly what is happening today too. If you look at Discord, if you look at Bitcoin, of course, it is pretty flat for today. But if you look at Ethereum is an absolute beast, honestly. If you look at the difference between the last couple of weeks between Bitcoin and Ethereum, like Ethereum is a beast, an absolute beast. Chainlink is a little bit weaker, Aave is a little bit weaker too, and Polkadot is weaker too. So yeah, pretty insane to see Ethereum doing this well. Actually, let's go to CoinMarketCap for a second, because it's quite interesting to see that I believe like a few months ago, the difference between Bitcoin and Ethereum, and by the way, if I'm blinding you, then I'm very sorry for that. But the difference between Ethereum and Bitcoin was way larger a few months ago, I think. So I think we had Bitcoin at like, I don't know, 1 trillion and Ethereum was like 200 billion, I suppose. And now the difference is getting smaller and smaller over time. So right now it's just like a difference of about like 3.5x, Ethereum being 3.5x as well cheap in comparison to the market cap of Bitcoin. But yeah, it's interesting to keep an eye on that. Let's actually quickly go to the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. Yeah, we're actually creating a new all-time highs, or not new all-time highs, I think. Let's actually scroll back down here. Let's put this on a weekly chart. Yeah, it's not all-time highs, but definitely the highest we've been in, I would say, like 2.5 years. So that's actually pretty solid. What's your outlook on Bitcoin? So long-term outlook, I am bullish. The short-term, I definitely wouldn't mind a little bit of consolidation between like 45,000 and like 55,000. I would definitely not mind having like a few months of consolidation going a little bit sideways, because I do think we have gone up quite a lot in a very short amount of time. I mean, if you look at the weekly chart, it just has gone up massively. If you take this chart over here from the 11th of October, of course, until the top in April, we have gone up like 450%. So that's pretty insane for sure. I do think that it would be healthy if we go in a range for the next coming weeks or even months. Honestly, I was looking at this at the weekly chart, and it is a little bit scary, to be very honest with you, because what we see happening is, if you look at this yellow line over here, this is the so-called 8 daily exponential moving average. And so far it has been very important to act as support for Bitcoin. So as you can see, it has been holding up since September 2020 all the way up to April, last week basically. But now it looks like for the first time we are going to be closing a daily candlestick below that 8 daily exponential moving average. So I would kind of target a move back to the 21 daily exponential moving average, which is this purple line over here, and which is also a very important support line. So yeah, 45K would definitely be an option in the next coming weeks, in my personal opinion. Of course, that's not a guarantee to happen, but I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it for sure. So that's my short-term outlook, but long-term, I'm still bullish on it because I do still see it as a digital gold, basically. And I've probably been saying this a few times, but the current market cap is about $1 trillion. And if you look at gold, it's a market cap of about 10 or like 8 to 10 trillion dollars. I'm not entirely too sure what it is right now. But yeah, I do think that if Bitcoin is going to become digital gold over time, then I do think it can definitely go to about that $10 trillion market cap. And that would, of course, be a 10x from where we are right now. And yeah, that would be 500,000 per coin, of course. Now, do keep in mind that this is actually, I'm going to take a sip of my water before, because I do want to finish this thought while not coughing your ears off. Oh my lord. So what I wanted to say is that you always need to look at the market cap, right? Because a lot of people look at Bitcoin and they say, well, $50,000 for one coin, that's a lot. That's a lot of money. And I get that. But the thing is, there are only, in like parentheses or whatever you call those things, there are only 21 million Bitcoins that are going to be outstanding at some point. Right now, we are at like 18.5 million. So that is not a lot. That is not a lot. The thing is, would you change your mind if there were 100 times more Bitcoins, but the price was 100 times less? You know what I mean? So if there were like 2.1 billion Bitcoins, but the price was $500 per Bitcoin, would that be cheaper for you? Because that would be exactly the same market cap, but for a lot of people, it would be, it would look cheaper. So I think that's like a little, what do you call it? It's like a little trick or something like that, that makes a lot of people think that Bitcoin is very expensive. But honestly, I don't think Bitcoin is expensive at this current moment, especially if you look at the long term. So I'm really talking about like 10 years ahead in time, right? Not talking about the next what do you call it? The next few couple of months or weeks or whatever. Yeah. Okay. So that is my outlook on Bitcoin. Hope that was helpful, Jason. What do you think about coin? And what's up, Lucas? How you're hopping on the live stream? Spend time with your wife, man. Yeah, I just was telling the people about the chat we just had. So I did a talk with Lucas, the Drone King. Check him out on the YouTube channel, of course. Lucas Murphy. He talks a lot about drone stocks. And I'll talk about my favorite altcoins in a second. So first of all, coin. Yeah, of course, we can't really talk a lot about technical analysis on a chart that is this young, if you will. We only started trading just like a little bit more than a week ago. So I can't really do any technical analysis on that. So then it would be a question of how richly valued is this company. If you look at the current market cap, it is 58 billion. And if you look at the previous revenue of Q1, then you're going to see that that previous revenue of Q1 was $1.8 billion, if I'm not mistaken. So annualized, that would be about $7.2 billion. So with the current market cap, let's actually pull up a calculator. With the current market cap of 58 billion, and if you have a yearly revenue of 7.2 billion, then the current price to sales ratio is only 8, which in my opinion still is cheap. But of course, keep in mind that, well, that could very well change. This could be just an anomaly that they brought in $1.8 billion in revenue in Q1. So we're going to see what they're going to produce in the next coming quarters. But yeah, if they are going to produce $7.2 billion in revenue this year, then I do think that it is currently undervalued for sure. And if you want to know a little bit more about the market cap and like the valuation of Coinbase, then maybe check out 2 videos. First of all, the video that Meet Kevin did about this video, or about this stock, of course. Meet Kevin, Coinbase. Let's go. Come on. Do it. Yes, there we are. So this video over here, should you buy Coinbase stock? And I believe Dave Lee also did a video on Coinbase. And I thought, well, Dave Lee always has insanely good videos. So definitely check out this video too of Dave Lee. So those are my thoughts about Coinbase. CCIV, I haven't looked at that chart for a while, so let's actually pull it up, shall we? Has been going sideways for a long period of time. Can't really do a lot of technical analysis on this chart. Yeah, difficult. I do think we're not going to go a lot lower, if I'm going to be very honest with you. I think actually $20 is usually this, like, what do you call it? Mental support level. A lot of people say like, yeah, if it's going to hit $20 per share, I'll get into it, you know. And honestly, I think if you look at the valuation of the company, then it could definitely be an opportunity right now. I believe I've done a video. Let's actually pull up the sheets, shall we? And by the way, if you want to have access to these sheets, I'm going to show you in a second. And let's actually go to this one. If you want to have access to the Excel sheet, then you can also join our Discord for free by going to nesami.com/Discord, and then you can leave your name, leave your email address, and then in the channel of SPACs, you're also going to find the SPAC valuations that I've done so far. So you're going to find this document over here, and I've also done a video about CCIV, where I said that according to the investor presentation, of course, keep in mind these are not my own opinions, but these are just the what the investor presentations are showing us. But according to the presentations, the current, I would say, value of this company, fair value, is about 37 or between like $34 and $40 per share. So I do think that it could be very well undervalued at this moment in time. Okay. Do I want to talk anything more about CCIV? Yeah, not really. If you just look at technical analysis, it looks like the RSI is kind of going back to the upside. The exponential moving average, which is this white line over here, so far is still going to the downside, but I do imagine that we are getting close to a potential reversal. If you look at this, that looks pretty good actually, and MACD is seemingly also crossing back to the upside. So honestly, if I would have to guess, I do think we are very close to a bottom, and I do consider this to be a potential opportunity. But keep in mind, this is definitely a long-term play. Like, this is not a play where you're going to get rich in a few weeks' time. This is a play where you probably need to hold for like 5 years plus. Those are my thoughts about CCIV. Oh my god, I'm spending way too much time. I usually do this. So Palantir, I think Palantir, I'm not going to talk about the business because I don't really know anything about the business. The current market cap is 42 billion, and I don't know if that is expensive right now or not. But if you look at the technical analysis, and as you can see, I've already drawn a nice little horizontal box in this chart, because I do think this box is very important as support. As you can see, all the way back to December 2020, it has been very important as support. Right here, it created a nice low on this run. It created a nice low on this run in January, created another low here in March, at the beginning of March, another low at the end of March, and right now we seemingly have another low in April. So I definitely think that that is a very important level. Between $21 and $22.50 more or less is a very important support level so far for this company Palantir. If you look at the upside, you do see this white line over here, which is the so-called 55 exponential moving average. And by the way, just a quick side note, but yeah, you might be interested. If you want to stay up to date, because I'm going to release a program about technical analysis for absolute beginners. In just a few hours, I'm going to be able to show you how I read these technical charts. And in just a few hours time, I'm going to be able to basically teach you how to do that. So if you want to stay up to date with that, it's going to be released in a week time on Saturday. And if you want to stay up to date, you can leave your name over here if you go to nesami.com/TA. So back to the chart. I'm talking about this 55 EMA, this 55 exponential moving average, which is this white line over here. And so far, that is being used as resistance. We can see that, first of all, we had the support over here. Now we came up to that resistance level of the 55 EMA, back down to support, up to resistance, back down to support. And now, again, we're climbing up to that resistance level. So it's going to be very interesting to see what is going to happen in the next coming days, actually, if it's going to be used as a resistance again, or if it's now actually going to be able to pierce through that resistance and actually continue a reversal to the upside. Now, if I look at the indicators over here, I do think we might see that we are close to a bottom here, potentially too. I can imagine it going sideways or up in the next coming weeks. I'm a little bit unsure about that. Well, unsure. Nothing is sure in the world of technical analysis, of course. But honestly, I do think that we could definitely be close to a potential bottom, or at least a potential good price for the next coming months, I would say. So those are a little bit my thoughts about Palantir. Okay, faster. What's your favorite altcoin? So Lucas, currently I have, my portfolio consists of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, Aave, and Polkadot. And I think my favorite altcoin right now is Polkadot. It is mainly because it is going to be, or I think it is going to be, a main competitor for Ethereum. It is like a platform, if you will, for the entire blockchain world, because Polkadot is going to be like a blockchain platform where other blockchains are going to be able to build their blockchain projects on. And all of these projects, and there are going to be about 100 slots, 100 parachains as they call them, there are going to be 100 blockchain projects on that Polkadot network, and those are all going to be able to communicate with each other. So right now what you have is basically one project, and well, that is just one project, you know, but if you combine that in a Polkadot network, all of these projects are going to be able to communicate with them, and that is going to create, in my opinion, a very, very strong network. And yeah, just like our collaboration, you have YouTube channels, individual YouTube channels, but if they come together, I do think that can create a very good boom in the blockchain market. So yeah, Polkadot is very interesting. It is very young right now, very young. I'm also very astonished also by the founder of Polkadot, which is Gavin Wood. And Gavin Wood, he is a co-founder of Ethereum. So he left the Ethereum team, and hey, look, that's me. And he left the Ethereum team because he wanted to create a little bit something different. And yeah, he left it and then created his own network, his own blockchain project, which is now Polkadot. So again, this is definitely in the early stages of the project, but I do think it is going to have an important future ahead. So if you want to know a little bit more about this, maybe check out the interview, definitely the interview of Gavin Wood with a channel called Unchained. That was a pretty good one. But yeah, this video over here, so can Gavin Wood's Polkadot make blockchain great again? That was a pretty good video. And also this video of Real Vision, by the way, Real Vision, great channel too, a very deep knowledge. So if you want to go a little bit deeper in the whole space, then this is definitely a good video too. Okay, so that is definitely my favorite altcoin, Polkadot. Let's see, where am I? Oh, okay, I need to go quicker. I need to go quicker. Let's see, what's up, Yuo? How are you doing, man? How are you doing? Let's actually first go back to AMR. Are you buying Palantir, CCIV, and Coin now? And what are your price targets? Don't have any price targets, and no, I'm not buying them. But yeah, hopefully my thoughts have been good for you. All right, Yuho, what's up, my man? How's Finland doing? Where did you learn technicals from? How to stay motivated and fresh-minded on markets? Ooh, that second question is a deep one. So where did I learn technicals from? I think I started like 1.5 years ago when I was looking at a few Bitcoin videos, mostly from a guy called Eric Crown, and he has a Crown's Crypto Cave channel. If you want to learn a lot about technical analysis on like, well, crypto, then definitely check out this channel, Crown's Crypto Cave. He does a very deep level technical analysis. He's like, in my opinion, he's basically the best technical analysis guy that I've seen so far, because he was actually a market maker on the stock exchange. So he was actually on the floor trading. And yeah, he has been able to provide me with a lot of knowledge. Because the thing is, you can apply technical analysis from stocks into crypto too, and vice versa. So you can learn to do technical analysis on crypto and then apply that to stocks too, because it's quite universal, I would say. So I've learned my technicals from listening to his or watching his videos, of course. I've also done one of his courses, but it is definitely a more advanced course. So yeah, I probably would not recommend that for beginners, but he does also have a course for beginners. What is his website again? app.crowntrading.net, something like that. Yeah, I think. So if you go to app.crowntrading.net, let's see if it loads. Might have to log in, but I'm not going to do that. But yeah, you might need to create an account to go here, and then you're going to be able to find not only his very advanced courses, but also his cheaper courses for beginners. But yeah, even the cheaper courses, if you will, are a little bit on the higher end. My course is going to be a little bit cheaper compared to his courses. But again, he provides a very deep technical analysis. And I'm not sure if it's going to load correctly, to be honest with you. So I might not be able to show this to you, but yeah, if you want to check it out, app.crowntrading.net. Let's actually go here for a quick second. Yeah, so his entire course is $1,800. Option course, he's got that too. $300 for his beginner's course on technical analysis. So yeah, you can check that out if you're interested for sure. But again, I'm going to bring out my own technical analysis program in a week time, which is going to be a little bit cheaper. Anyways, so your second question was very interesting. How to stay motivated and fresh-minded. I'm not entirely sure what you mean with fresh-minded. Well, maybe I do. Maybe you mean like open-minded and like having, like not staying in the same world, more or less, but have an open mind to all kinds of markets. Maybe that's what you mean. If so, I try to look for a lot of videos. I listen to a lot of videos, honestly. I spend hours and hours per day listening to YouTube videos on like 1.5x speed instead of 1x speed to learn as much as possible. So that is basically what I use to stay open-minded to new ideas and to keep fresh ideas in too. So maybe that was your question there. How to stay motivated? You mean like during a downturn, or do you ever get bored to a company and feel like swinging, or do you keep your head straight? So I kind of have two portfolios, if you will. I have this long-term portfolio that I just have for the long term, like 5 years plus, basically. And I don't really need to stay motivated for that. I think that that is going to do well in the future. And I just add to my positions if we see dips, but I don't swing trade those positions. I just stay invested and I keep them for the long term. So I don't really need any motivations for that. So swing trading, that is like my second part of my portfolio, if you will. That is more short-term focus. So in like the next coming days, weeks, sometimes even months, then I have some swing trades going on. So that I do a little bit more for fun, I would say, also to keep fresh, to keep my technical analysis skills a little bit fresh, if you will. How to stay motivated though? Yeah, I'm not sure. In what case? In what, like, investing in general? If that's what you mean, then I don't know. I think just focus on what kind of goal you have exactly. If you are a long-term investor, I don't think you need motivation at all. You just need to stay invested and maybe not even look at it and just continue with your life and not look at it, not think about it. Even though that's, of course, very difficult to do, but I do think that might be the best strategy for most people. But yeah, if you have a specific thing to stay motivated for, let me know. If EHang goes over 110, I'll sell half of my position and buy a Bitcoin. What's up? Hooked on Jeepin Productions. That's a great name. EHang. Yeah, so EHang, of course, is definitely damaged for now. I do think long term this is a good company, or not a good company. I think it's a company with a very attractive risk-reward ratio. And I did my video, my interview with Lucas Murphy. We didn't really talk about passenger transportation drones, but I definitely think this is one of the biggest passenger transportation drone companies out there. And I do think they are going to be able to do well in the future, but right now it is damaged, potentially partially, mainly probably because of the short seller report, of course. So the investor confidence is a little bit down in my opinion, but I do think it's going to go back up when they have their investor day in, I think, June from the top of my head, but I'm not entirely sure. But I think in June they are going to be able to host their investor day at the new facility, and I think that is going to boost the investor confidence. But definitely buy a Bitcoin. Always good to have Bitcoins. Thoughts on C3AI? Yeah, I some other people have been asking me for that one. I probably have to start digging into that one, honestly. Kathy's ARK. I want to see if I don't copy ARK Invest like exactly, but I do often use them a little bit as if they have the position, then I'm already a little bit more bullish on them because I know that they've done the work for the company. So I actually don't have it in their portfolio right now. So that's interesting. But I actually want to, let's see, I'm going to open a Word document and just put in that I need to do research on C3AI. Because I honestly don't know enough about the company just yet to say anything useful about it. I also need to do research. I don't think César is in here today. César Pegado. Because he wants me to look at the VACQ, which I'm definitely going to do still too, but I haven't really had time, and I'm probably not going to have a lot of time this week either. It found a support level at $60. Yeah, I would agree with you. The channels or the levels that have drawn in so far definitely agree with your technical analysis. I've been looking at this chart for sure since the beginning of their IPO, honestly, and I was looking at this trend to the upside, but I was kind of waiting for a move to the downside, which now has happened. So honestly, it should be a pretty good moment maybe. But yeah, if you look at the indicators, it looks pretty good, to be honest. And I do think the support of $60 is pretty heavy. Potentially, I would be waiting for a candlestick closure above like $71 more or less. I do think if that is happening, then I do think we might see a reversal. First of all, back to that level of $84 more or less, which is coinciding with this support over here, and probably is lining up with the 55 EMA over time. So I do think the 84.85 level is going to be an important resistance. But first of all, I would like to see a candlestick closure above $71. Bitcoin seems expensive since 2013. I saw it at 300. Did it take action? Yeah, I understand that feeling for sure. I think a lot of people, well, even when Bitcoin was created, I think there were a lot of people saying, you know, Bitcoin, this thing is expensive, you know? And now it's 50K. So yeah, I am really looking forward to seeing what Bitcoin is going to do in the next couple of years, like where Bitcoin is going to stand in like 10 years time. I wouldn't be surprised to see it at 500,000 in 10 years. Okay, how is TPGY versus Blink charging? I wrote that down as wow, can't talk. Okay, let's try to talk today, shall we? Okay, I'm going to breathe in, breathe out, just like a Wim Hof. And I have written down the idea of talking about TPGY versus Blink. I've of course done the video. I'm not sure if you've seen that one, probably, because you're asking a specific question. But I did a video about TPGY versus ChargePoint versus EVgo. So I've definitely done that one, but I haven't looked at Blink just yet. So I'm definitely going to do a video about that. I don't have any thoughts about it just yet. Because, yeah, I haven't really looked into Blink so far because I know that it is a smaller company with regards to the amount of charging stations that they've done. So if you want to check out my video about TPGY versus SBE, which right now is a ChargePoint, of course, and CLII, which is going to be EVgo, then check out this video for sure. I'm thinking $60 is about the bottom of C3 AI. Me too, me too. Agree, says Al. Definitely. Sinstock. Oh my god, I'm gonna try to go faster, okay? I'm gonna try to go faster. I suppose you mean this one, synthetic biologics. Biologics? I never know how to pronounce that word. Biologics, I suppose. Because there are multiple syn companies, but I do think this is the one. And I think we talked about this one last week. Huh, interesting. So, what do we have going on right here? What do we have? Let's look at the indicators. So far, I would be leaning towards more downside. I do think the 8 daily exponential moving average is going to be used as resistance right now. It does look like we can see another leg to the downside. Especially if you look at the RSI, it's still pointing towards the downside. Still trading below this white line over here. So the blue is still below the white line. And that is, yeah, usually a potential bad signal because the white line is being used as resistance. So I definitely wouldn't mind seeing one more leg to the downside. I don't really have any specific price targets because it's a relatively weird chart, but I wouldn't mind seeing this go all the way back to about 40 cents. That's quite a drop. That's quite a drop for sure. But yeah, we just don't have a lot of price action going on. Yeah. I'm not sure if it's going to go all the way there. I don't really have a strong opinion about price target, but I definitely wouldn't mind seeing one more push to the downside and then potentially have a reversal back to the upside. Yeah, MACD is still pointing to the downside and stochastics are still not looking great either yet. So far I would be leaning towards more downside in the next coming days, weeks. Let's see. Then again, I thought 32 was the bottom on eHang. Then I saw $24, been buying ever since. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, long term, right? Long term. SMPR, please explain. What do I explain, man? What do I explain? I like the stock. Is that enough explanation for you? I actually closed my sheet, but let's pull it back up. Let us pull it back up. And again, by the way, if you want to join our Discord stage to ask me questions in real life, you can join us by going to nesami.com/Discord. join the Discord and then join me on stage. Let's see SPAC valuations. And let's go to SNPR, which is, can we find it? Yes, we can. It's over here. So right now it is trading at $10.45. And according to the investor presentation, the midpoint valuation is more or less $21. So the fair valuation, according to my calculations, was about between $18 and $24. So I do think it is undervalued. I do like the company. It is still a rather small company compared to ChargePoint, EVBox. So definitely a smaller one. Also have like fewer electric charging station vehicle, whatever, fewer charging stations. That was what I wanted to say. So yeah, definitely a long-term play. What I really like about the company is the marketing thing. So they have these charging stations and they have these screens on them with marketing on top of them. And I definitely like that idea. Chart-wise, don't really have a strong opinion. I do, of course, think that the level of $10 per share is going to be important because that is the net asset value of SPACs. But apart from that, doesn't really look, it looks a little bit neutral to me. It's like 50-50 downside or upside in the next coming weeks. Is the short report on eHang some bullshit like most most short sellers, or do they have good points? Didn't dig into, to be honest. They do have some good points, in my opinion. But the biggest point, in my opinion, is that they aren't in full production right now. But I do think they are right now in the process of changing that. So they were, of course, going to a pretty old factory where they weren't doing any massive, like mass scale production just yet. But I do think that is going to change with the Yanfu facility they are building right now, and they are going to start producing vehicles in, I believe, even in Q2 of this year. Maybe later on. I could be completely mistaken there. But yeah, again, the investor presentation day is, or the investor day, of course, in June, I think is going to be important for that. And apart from that, I think most points were kind of weak, in my opinion. It did seem like a solid report, but I don't really think they have a lot of big things in there that concern me as a long-term investor. Short-term, sure, it can be a little bit annoying. I do think that short-term, they do have some points, especially that they don't have mass production just yet. But I mean, this is just a company that's getting started, you know, so I don't really see a massive problem in that for the long term. Hope that makes sense. Yes, the shorters on eHang are a straight up poop and scoop. Never heard about that one. What are your thoughts about Sol and Sun W? Sol is Solana or what? Or is it a different one? You might be talking about this one. So I know Sol as a Solana in the crypto world, but if you're talking about Sun W, which is, I believe, a solar energy company, Sunworks, then you probably are talking about a company. So, yeah, I'm just going to draw a few lines in to see what I think about this. But so far, I don't really have a strong opinion. More or less there. It's a little bit difficult. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I do think that these are some of the most important support and resistance levels for this stock. I do think that the level of $10.45 more or less is going to be important because it created this low over here on the 23rd of February and the low over here on the 5th of March. And right now we seemingly are using that support level still. So I do like that. But is this going to be the low? I'm not 100% sure about that. Especially if you look at the RSI, it still is trading below that that EMA on the RSI. So yeah, so far it's not very bullish just yet. Stochastics not bullish yet either. MACD is still going to the downside, crossing back to the upside, but so far no cross. So yeah, I don't really have a strong opinion about this. I wouldn't mind seeing some more horizontal price action. I do think if we close a daily candlestick above this white line over here, which is the 55 daily exponential moving average, which right now is hovering about at like $12, sorry, and 90 cents. So $12.90. If we see a daily candlestick closure above that level, I would target a move back to the upside, first of all to $16 more or less, and then potentially more to go in the next couple of months. But yeah, so far I'm kind of neutral on this chart. And the other one would be Sol, not Sick, Sol, which probably is this company, but let me know if it's a different one. Very similar chart. I would be saying almost the exact same things about this company. I do think these companies are trading together. I think that this has an even stronger support level at $8.20, which was created by this high over here, this wick on the 5th of March, and then right now this low over here. We are seemingly trading a little bit in a nice little triangle. I do think that actually we're going to probably break out relatively soon within the next, well, potentially this week. I wouldn't mind seeing a move back to the upside within this triangle. But apart from that, same comments as I've just said about the other stock, which was Sun W, just with different price levels. So again, if we see a daily closure above $12.60 more or less, I would target a move back to the upside. But so far, I do think that we are going to create a little bit more of sideways price action, possibly between $8.20 and $12.20. EHang keeps executing and getting more sales worldwide. Next quarter earnings will start showing the profits. I would love to see profits. I would love to see profits for sure. What I'm looking forward to is the investor presentation day, or the investor day for sure. Lucas Murphy, I appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good rest of your day. Appreciate it, man. You too, man. Have fun with your wife and kids. Let's see. Good morning, Lucas. That is a good time for me to build a position at these prices. I think so. This is a great time to build positions. I think so. Started my US-based air taxi positions at the bottom. Cool. Yeah, I think EHang is further ahead compared to Lilium, Joby, and Blade, I think? EXPC? I think that's Blade, I'm not sure. Because I do think they are, yeah, I do think they are, they need a little bit more like time to get started, but yeah, I do think, what do you call it? I do think EHang is further ahead. That's a lot of drone stocks. I guess you're a heavy believer in the space. Yeah, Hooked is definitely big in drones, as we can see. And again, the drone king Lucas Murphy is definitely too. I currently have EHang, I have Workhorse, and I have Ag Eagle as some of my positions. So I am relatively big on drone stocks too. That's not my drone stock portfolio. Air taxis, my bad. I don't know why I consider them the same. Yeah, kind of similar, right? My drone portfolio is Ag Eagle, Alpine, Dragonfly. I never really know the other ones. Takeoff is that it's not. Oh, it is drone delivery kind of. I know them from FLT, I believe. Yeah, okay. Fairly confident we're going to take to the skies for delivering decongestion on EV charged drones. Yeah, I'm bullish on drones too, man. What about OZSC? OZSC, let's see. Do LTC. What do you mean? Litecoin mining? Let's find out. OZUP Energy, LTC. Let's try that. I'm not sure. Not sure what you mean with the LTC part, but oh wait, you were actually not the same person. I thought Murray and Nathan were actually talking about the same thing. So let's first talk about OZSC. Difficult chart. We can't really do a lot of technical analysis on a chart that looks like this. Basically, right now it looks like a pump and dump. To be very honest with you, we just had a massive pump over here. Now a dump. So yeah, that's a little bit annoying. Now I do think we have some resistance going on more or less over here, which was created by this top over here and now this bottom over here. So that is good to see. Now we are closing back above the 55 EMA, so that's pretty good. Does that mean we are going to target a move back to the upside though? I don't really have a very strong opinion about this. There is an increase in volume right now, so that seems pretty good. The RSI actually looks pretty good too. So I wouldn't mind seeing this come back down one more time to like about 10 cents more or less. And if that is a next low, if that is going to create a next low, then that could be an opportunity. So if we see a higher low compared to this low over here, so let's see, for example, let's actually pull up a path. If you see this coming back down to like 10 cents, and then back to the upside, then I think that would be a pretty good moment to get in, like right here, you know, when the bottom is confirmed. So that would be my personal approach probably. But longer term, I don't know anything about this company, so I don't really have a strong opinion about it. Do LTC, you mean Litecoin or something else? I don't know, but let's actually check out Litecoin. Because I haven't looked at Litecoin. Okay, that's interesting. So Litecoin right now is approaching the 55 EMA, which is this white line, which has been used a lot as support over here, over here, over here, here. Here it went below that, but very quickly got back to the upside. So honestly, purely based on the 55 EMA, it could be an opportunity. It could be an opportunity. If you look at the indicators, it's a little bit more dicey, I would say, because the RSI is still pointing towards the downside. Stochastics 2, MACD 2. So I'm not very confident about this. I could see this moving a little bit down more, even more, but yeah. If you want to start a position in this, I wouldn't mind seeing a dollar cost averaging strategy, putting in something here right now, because we are on top of that 55 EMA. Potentially wait for a reversal before you get in, but honestly, I wouldn't mind starting a position right here. But if it does go lower, kind of trying to figure out what kind of massive levels there are. Now, this is definitely a big, whoops, that's not what I wanted. This is definitely an important level at 170, but of course that's quite far away from where we are right now. That's a nice little 25% move. But it is the next big support that I see in the charts. But on the other hand, we do also have some support going on right here where we are right now. So honestly, yeah, it could potentially be an opportunity. If they get a small Amazon contract, that will be huge for these penny small cap stocks. Yeah, so I just talked with Lucas Murphy, the Drone King, and we were talking about Ag Eagle, which potentially is going to get a Amazon contract. Potentially, they have a non-disclosure agreement, so they can't talk about it. But there is definitely some good evidence that it could be Amazon, or it could be Ag Eagle. Most of my EV positions are focused on commercial delivery services and charging. Good. To reduce emissions, commercial seems to be the best focus until the materials issue balances out. Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. How much weed? Look at this. How much weed do you smoke every month? So it's probably funny because I am from the Netherlands, and you would say that, yeah, weed consumption is a massive part of what we do here. But honestly, I don't smoke it. The last time I smoked it, it was like years and years ago. So honestly, I've probably smoked like 10 times in my life. I smoked weed 10 times in my life. I'm not a big fan of weed or drugs. What do you think of Doge? I think it's a potential... I hate the word bubble, honestly, because a lot of people say that the company, or the Bitcoin, for example, is also a bubble, right? And I haven't really done like deep research on Dogecoin, so I know that it is seen as the meme of the Bitcoin, of the crypto world. But honestly, I haven't really I didn't really dive deep into Dogecoin, so I don't know anything about the fundamentals of the coin. But if it is just a meme, then it does seem overvalued to me, to be very honest with you. Because if you look at the coin market cap, you can see that Doge is on place 7 right now. It was on position 4, maybe even, or at least 5, but potentially even 4. And it currently has a market cap of $34 billion, which is more than Polkadot, which in my opinion is insane. So if you want a cheaper coin, then I would suggest Polkadot and not Dogecoin. But if you like memes, and if you think that Elon Musk is actually going to put a literal Dogecoin on the literal moon, just like he tweeted, then yeah, why not? Go for it. But honestly, if you invest anything in Doge, then I would consider it money that you can definitely lose. You know what I mean? But yeah, I would not. I'm not going to invest in it myself. I am not going to invest in it myself. Hey, do you think that the end of the pandemic will diminish the amount of people who are into crypto? I don't think so. I'm trying to figure out what the logic is behind that. So, does it have to do anything with stimulus money, or what is your question exactly? Like, what makes you think that the end of the pandemic is going to diminish the amount of people into crypto? Maybe the traders? That could be a potential logic. That if we see people, or if the jobs are going to go open back up more, then potentially we see fewer day traders and swing traders. So that could definitely be an option. But I think most people are just long-term investors anyway. So I think honestly, those people are going to stay invested, and I don't think they're going to go away. So honestly, I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe in the in the day trading and swing trading sector, yes. But in the long term, I'm in crypto for the next 5 to 10 years. I don't think so. I think it's only been good for crypto. For crypto. Renasola, so we talked about that company. Like Elon Musk said, you have to build the machines that build the product before you can scale, as they are doing. Amen to that. What's up, Ricardo Caneiro? What's up, man? I try to pronounce your name in a funny Portuguese way. I never know if I'm able to do that, but I really love Portuguese, actually. I don't know how to speak it. Eu posso falar pouco de português, mas eu não posso falar muito. That is basically the only thing that I can say. The rest is Spanish that I know. Production isn't the issue right now as much as regulations being established. Yeah, that's true. Hi mate, can you check BTX? I'm shorting it. Isn't that like a Bitcoin, what is it? It's probably something else. I was looking at the Bitcore. Yeah, okay. So if you mean this one, is this the thing you're shorting? BTX. Maybe. Let's see, what did you say about it? I'm shorting it, averages 1341. Will it come back down tomorrow, or should I take the loss? So I probably think you're talking about this one. I think it's very nice Portuguese. Obrigado. Anyways, yeah. Why did you short it? Let me ask you that question. Because honestly, if you just purely look at the chart, I kind of like the chart. We have a massive breakout above this resistance at $12.50 more or less. So, so far, I don't really see any suggestions to short it purely based on technicals. So it's probably based on fundamentals. I don't know anything about the fundamentals of this company, so I'm not sure. I think it's very dangerous to short it in this position, because this can definitely go up more and more. Can for sure. I don't really see a top just yet, but it is moving fast, so maybe I should look at a lower time frame. Let's look at an hourly. It's difficult to say, man. I could definitely see another massive pump to the upside. I do think at some point it is going to have a blow off top, and we are going to create a massive move to the downside. I would not be surprised if this goes down to like $10 per share. But honestly, I could definitely see another move to the upside. I'm leaning towards more upside in the short term than downside. But if we see a 1 hour candlestick close below the 8 exponential moving average, then that could be a potential first signal that we are going to see a top right here. But honestly, yeah, very tricky, very tricky. Very tricky. Chat room alert. In my, what do you mean? I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, let's go back. Thanks for your feedback. We talked about that. EHang's short report was partially attacking the new empty factory. Yes, they have been building since it's not in operation yet. Definitely. Definitely. Thanks for your feedback. Is it a good time to go long on NEO at the moment? Price target. Haven't looked at NEO for a while, so let's figure that out. I'm going to take a sip of my water, so I'm going to not speak for a while. Okay, so NIO. So long term, I do think it's an opportunity. And long term, I mean like 5 years plus. I do think NIO is one of the stronger, or if not the strongest, Chinese EV stock. So that can definitely be what do you call this? An opportunity. I mean, if you look at the market cap, it is about... No, I don't think the market cap right here is good, actually. Let's go to Yahoo Finance. So if you look at the valuation of this company, it's still like 8 times as cheap compared to, what do you call it, Tesla. NIO. Market cap 64 billion. Let's check out Tesla for now. It's probably 10 times as cheap then. Yeah, market cap of Tesla is a 714. Now, of course, Tesla is a more broad company, I would say. But I do think EHang could definitely be a major competitor with them in China, at least. Purely looking at the technicals, you can see I've already drawn in a few lines over here. And we have seen this very important support level of $35, which has been a beautiful opportunity for the last couple of months, or well, especially weeks. Right now, I do think we are going to see a move back to $42, but I do think we're going to see a short-term pullback, because I do think that that level is going to create some resistance, not only because of this level of the 55 EMA, which is going to be at that level, but also because of this top in place on the 1st of April, which is also at that $42 level, more or less. So I do think I wouldn't mind seeing a short-term resistance over there. Keep in mind there are earnings coming up, so that could be a potential catalyst for more upside to come. Personally, if I would get into a trade, I'd probably be waiting until we see a daily candlestick close above the 55 EMA, which is again at that $42 level. So that's about that. If you look at the indicators, it looks pretty good, honestly. I do think it's good. The RSI is still pointing back to the upside, so that's looking constructive. This looks pretty good too, honestly, and the MACD seems pretty good too. So honestly, I would be bullish for a like medium term, for like the next coming weeks to months. Maybe in the short term, like the next coming days up to the earnings call, could see some potential resistance at $42. So those are my thoughts. Those are my thoughts. What about Arrival, Ricardo? Now I want to say that name in the most Portuguese way possible, you know. I really need to learn the language. Anyways, Arrival. Yeah, I did a evaluation video about Arrival a few days ago, I think. Maybe you've seen that video. I can't recall what I said about the price target, so maybe I don't know if I've already put it in the Excel sheet. Yeah, I don't think so, honestly. So I can't really remember what price target I put at that. Yeah, purely technical analysis wise, difficult. So that's an important level. And that's an important level, but that's already quite high up there. So first of all, I think $18 is going to be an important resistance level because of this low in place over here on the 2nd of December of 2020. And also this low on the 5th and 6th or 8th of March. So I definitely think that is going to be an important resistance level. If it comes back down, then that could be considered. I have the feeling that I need to sneeze, but it doesn't happen. Really annoying. So I do think that, yeah, difficult. We could see some resistance going on over here at $18 and then have a nice little pullback, create a higher low, and then that could be a beautiful opportunity. So those are a little bit my short-term thoughts. RSI looks good. The MACD looks good too because we are crossing back to the upside. And Arrival, like fundamentals of this company, keep in mind it is almost like a startup. They don't really have any product just yet. They're going to start producing in a few months, I believe. So yeah, it is definitely a long-term play if you would be in this. Okay, let's go faster. I'm already a little bit tired, honestly. EXPC is Blade, but also Beta. They just sold 10 cargo taxis to UPS. Cool. Arrival is an awesome play, definitely. But they won't... what? 2024? Really? I thought earlier. Or maybe I'm mixing something up. I thought Arrival was going to produce earlier, but I could be very wrong. I sold out of CIIC after Kramer recommended it. I got tired of holding it back. I get that. I think Arrival's microfactories are going to become a standard, and I really like the shape-formed body panels they can make out of the mesh material. I can see that method scaling across the industries. Yeah, it seems like you know way more about Arrival than I do, so I trust your opinion more than I trust mine. You live in the Netherlands? You don't smoke weed? Blasphemy! I'm out of here! I love it. Yeah, man. I also don't run a farm, and I also don't have windmills in the back of my yard. I don't even have a yard. And I also don't walk on like these, are you called clogs? I think clogs, right? Not sure if that's the name. Clogs. Images. Yeah, I don't walk on these either. And I don't eat cheese. So I do eat a little bit of cheese, but I don't really eat a lot of cheese. I don't have any cows. I don't drink milk. I'm not going to go, I don't like skate over ice. I don't do ice skating to get to my work or anything like that. And no, I don't smoke weed. Blasphemy. How's your day going? What's up, TT? It's going well. It's going well. I didn't have a long night of sleep, but I'm doing well. A little bit low energy, but apart from that, I'm doing pretty cool. Thank you. How's your day going? What are your thoughts about SafeMoon? So I've been trying to get SafeMoon on the charts, but so far I haven't really been able to look that up on TradingView. Now, I think if you go to, what is it, like SafeMoon chart? Yeah, I was actually looking that up. Do they have a chart on CoinMarketCap? Let's see. Oh, yeah, they do. It's a little bit difficult to do technical analysis on this one because I don't have my indicators. Or maybe we can go here. No. Yeah, a little bit difficult to do technical analysis because I can't really find it on TradingView. And I don't really have any thoughts about the fundamentals because I don't know it. I'm going to try to go very quickly and try to wrap it up within like 10 minutes. I've got many positions in the cannabis sector. Cannabis is growing. No pun intended, I suppose. No, no matter what. Hope you're not growing cannabis in your backyard. Anyways. Chat room alert. Is it a pump and dump? Okay, thanks. Funny how people restrict NEO to a... No, I don't restrict it, by the way, to a 3 to 5 year plan. I hope that's not what you thought that I was saying. I think that it's like 5 years plus, you know what I mean? 3 to 5 years plus instead of less than 3 to 5 years. But yeah. When it was trading at $3 last year, yeah, I know, man. That's crazy, right? If only we could go back in time, that would be pretty good. As someone who is $19, awesome, and got into his second year of college, I'm looking to start investing in indexes. Kind of confused of the concept of interest. Does each index have their own differing interest rate? I'm not entirely sure what you mean with the interest rate. Maybe you mean like the costs that people charge for the ETFs, the indexes. Not sure if that's what you mean. But yeah, definitely check out some more basic videos. I do have some more basic videos on my channel. Maybe if you go to my channel and you go to the playlist, and there's one playlist that says something like why should you start investing? I think that's the name of the playlist. Maybe that's going to help you out a little bit. I also have some ebooks, some free ebooks on my website, nesami.com/ebook. Then you can check that out for free. So that is going to show you what I think of investing for beginners. And hopefully that's going to help you a little bit. Hopefully that's going to help you. Hey, Koval, buy as much IDEX or TRCH as you can and hold it. Ideonomics is a sleeping monster. TRCH is also a sleeping monster that's going to turn into metamaterials and head to the moon. Look at that, look at that. What are those things, by the way? IDEX? Ideonomics. Yeah, honestly, honestly, what, mate? Honestly, I think if you're 19 years and if you're still in college and if you don't really have a lot of time to check out all of these different individual stocks, I'd probably just go for ETFs. Maybe go for like a NASDAQ, or maybe look for your own ETFs that you find interesting, because ETFs are like these baskets of individual stocks. So you don't need to choose these stocks, but someone else has chosen the stocks for you. You have like baskets ETFs for like clean energy or like crypto mining or what do you call it, EVs, electric vehicles. So yeah, that is definitely a way to go, especially if you're younger and you don't really have a lot of time to check out the individual stocks. Have you ever looked at Vizio? Nope, I have not. Let's do that quickly, shall we? Technicals. I can't really do any technical analysis on a chart that's this young. So no, honestly, I don't have any any thoughts. Laughing, LMAO, wooden shoes, clogs, and you don't eat the shrooms. No, I don't eat shrooms. I only eat normal mushrooms, not any, what do you call them? Mushrooms that make you think you're in space. Anyway, VIH breaks $30. Enjoyed your video, I'm backed. Thank you, appreciate that. I appreciate that. Well, we're far away from $30, of course. We are right now very close to the net asset value of $10. Yeah, this is definitely a sort of like a crypto play, of course, because yeah, they are in the crypto space. I haven't really looked into the fundamentals of Backed a lot. I've only done the valuation video according to the investor presentation, of course, so those are not my own opinions. But honestly, yeah, I think long term, if crypto does well, then Backed is going to do well, and I think crypto is going to do well. So I'd be bullish on Backed for the long term, but maybe more bullish on Coinbase, honestly. So yeah. Technicals ARKW. I keep forgetting if that's the next generation. Yeah, next generation ETF. Well, well, well. What do we have here? Boom. Boom. Yeah, probably more here, but whatever. Yeah. I'll put it up there. Yeah, difficult. So far it has been trading between this support level of 138 more or less and 162, which is of course a massive range, but it has been trading below or between that range. Yeah, it does seem to make a higher low right now, so that's pretty good on the one hand. We are below the 55 EMA, so that's bad on the other hand. RSI is seemingly in an uptrend, so that is good on the other hand. I'm trying to find bullish and bearish thoughts. Stochastics look more bearish to me. MACD looks a little bit more bullish to me. It's a difficult one. I think I would be leaning towards upside in the next coming weeks, but it's difficult. Sideways to up in the next coming weeks, but I'm a little bit what do you call it? A little bit neutral. My head is getting a little bit shaky right now, so I'm going to try to wrap it up. I've been buying Ag Eagle since 269, always a good number, and IDEX since 233, a couple swings ago. It just recently touched my average on IDEX. I keep loading up on Ag Eagle. Yeah, I added to my Ag Eagle too. New to my channel. What's up, X Country Adventures? Pretty cool name. I'm looking forward to your channel. HNT. It's probably the last one I'm going to talk about. So I'm not sure which one. HNT the crypto or HNT one of the companies? Honestly, I don't know. So, because I don't really see any NASDAQ stock. This is Vietnam or something? Not even sure what that kind of stock exchange is. And this is a German stock exchange, so I'm not sure if that is the one. Probably not. This is probably the crypto one, so HNT USD, I would suggest. If it's a HNT, and I don't know this one, so let's actually look it up if we can see it on CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap. Meanwhile, I'm seeing if you tell me more about HNT. Helium? Could be. I've heard a few things about helium. Crypto. So helium, I suppose, right? Okay, so I do think I have the right chart in that case. Let's actually see if we have HNT USD, helium, FTX. That's probably this chart, I would say. Yeah, okay. So far, so good. We are still in a downtrend, so that is the bearish thought that I have. We are still going between. It's a little bit difficult to make a range, but we're basically trading below Third page? Third page? What are you talking about? HNT. Third page. Not sure what you're talking about. On Coinbase. Third page on Coinbase. I'm losing you, brother. Because I'm not sure if this is on Coinbase. But maybe Helium. Helium is on Coinbase, but I can't really find it. Is it not the chart that I've just been looking at? HNT USD on Binance? Because it's not on Coinbase according to TradingView. So it could be something different. But I'll keep continuing to talk about this one. Sorry for confusion, by the way. So we are trading in a downtrend still, between like this range more or less. So that is a bearish signal. We are still above the 55 EMA, which is a good signal. RSI is still trading below the EMA, which is a bad signal. But we do see bullish divergence, which is a good signal. Sorry, there's a delay. Yeah, that could be. That could be Helium. So I do think I'm looking at the correct charts, but Helium USD Tether. Yeah, it is basically the same chart. So I'll just continue to talk about the Binance chart. So yeah, we do see what you call bullish divergence, basically. So that is a good sign. Indicator still down. It's difficult. I would be kind of neutral on this. As far as we are above this white line over here, the 55 EMA, I would consider that to be good. I do think there is enough support right now. But if you see a daily candlestick closure below that level, I would target a move back to the downside. Difficult to put a price target on that. I definitely think we could be heading to this level of 946 more or less, and potentially even lower to potentially even 713 more or less. But yeah, I'm not sure if that's going to happen. So far, I think we're good, but I'm a little bit neutral on this, to be honest with you. I don't have a strong conviction about this going to one side or the other. So yeah, it would not be a trade that I would start right now. It probably is not a very useful answer, I'm sorry. But that is the only thing I can give you. And my head starts getting a little bit foggy. So I'm going to wrap this up. Again, if you want to join our Discord for free, you can join us by going to nesami.com/discord. You can just go there, leave your name, leave your email address, and then you're going to get access to this Discord channel over here. I'm actually going to exit quietly over here. And then you can check out the Discord. We have some free channels, of course, for you. Some SPACs. We talk about Spanish stocks, gold, silver, etc. So that could be interesting for you. Also, if you want to join the updates about the course that I'm going to be bringing out in next week on Saturday, then you can join us by going to nesami.com/TA. Then you can leave your email address there, and then I'm going to give you updates this coming week, because I am going to release an exciting program to be able to teach you all these things that I have been talking about today with the charts. So yeah, I hope that has been helpful. Thank you for swinging by. Thank you for spending your time with me. Also, thank you for being here at X Country Adventures. I hope that was a little bit helpful, and I apologize if that was not the case. But again, anyone who is in here, thank you for being here. And of course, if you're watching this live stream later on, thank you for watching this all the way to the end, or potentially just watching the last minutes. But I appreciate your time, because I know that is valuable for sure. So again, thank you for being here. I hope to see you next week, when I hope to talk a little bit more about my program and also about myself, to talk a little bit about my long-term goals that